Anyway, I said anyway. I wasn't even talking before. I was just clearing my throat. Episode 3 of the 9th act. That was interesting delay there. I hit the button like 3 seconds ago and I was like, okay, fine, we'll go to the next race. It's something funny. I recently found out, by complete accident, that I can actually save. I don't know why I didn't know this. It's how it works on phones and stuff, but can save screenshots as background images. So while you can't see it, if I were to just press my PlayStation button right now, I would actually have, well, behind the list of like all of the apps and games and whatnot that are currently, like I've recently used, the picture of, from the last act, Captain Falcon doing like a big wheelie on this course is now my background. And I just found that hilarious for some odd reason. Let's see. Who's going to be on pole? I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be Rejection. Nope, Shadow. Rejection is 8th. Dusty Angel starts in last. He has definitely has some work to do. I was hearing some weird noise in my house. There's just my dog walking around upstairs. This is Alex and Shadow to sort of take the money and run. Governor just suddenly appears there. He already gained 4 spots on that straightaway. What? Even Dusty Angel couldn't do that. As Tempest just slaps the wall. Dusty having a slightly hard time getting past anybody here. Twinmill just trying to stay with Alex and Shadow. Honestly, for Twinmill, that shouldn't be very hard. Vert and the Governor are fighting again. These two have kind of been close for this act, especially they were close for a long time at Laguna Seca a couple races ago. So of course, if you look on the channel, you would actually see this isn't the first commentary I've done today. Earlier, I commentated over an IndyCar race. The second half, or the first half of it that I wasn't restreaming myself was on a different channel, which is like the official channel for the racing league I was watching / like commentating for. It wasn't exactly an eventful race, if I'm honest. There was just a lot of crashing, and it was the opposite of this, really. See if Dusty Angel's made much more progress. He's still in 12th, and he's also hit the wall pretty hard, which probably isn't really going to help his progress any. I didn't hit it back here, I don't think. No, I got it somewhere much earlier than that. probably hit it here, I guess. Yeah, and that's made a suspension displeased, so that's probably not good. I didn't mean to do that. I was just mind backing. Alex hasn't gotten much closer to Shadow, but there's still time. And just massively locks the brakes because Alex doesn't usually like to use other cars as a slowdown tactic. The governor is approaching this battle. Bert's sort of close to it. I don't really know. I don't really think rejection is there yet. Burn may become a part of it, given this is like a track designed for him mostly. So I made a video called Universe 1, which is basically like my equivalent to like the kind of like brief comedy videos that you've uploaded a couple of times, such as the true Phantom Racer joke that you put up before Beat That started. And I don't know if I want to include that in this playlist or not. It's an 8-minute video because it's one lap around the really long track, the Nordschleife, which has appeared in a couple of races so far. I think it was the end of Act 1, for example. Oh. Denied. I guess rejection didn't like the idea of being passed. He rejected it, I suppose. But I don't know whether I should put that in here or not, since it does reference this canon, or this whole thing, but doesn't actually... It's not a part of it, and the reason that it's not a part of it to me is because it's on a different game. It's not on Assetto Corsa, it's on Gran Turismo Sport, which is obviously a completely different game from this. Since it's not basically a 4-car fight, the governor is close enough to probably have an impact on this battle. I wouldn't say Bert and the other two back here are close enough for that, though. Let's see that power advantage there, Burn. Not to mention the fact he just got out of that turn better than rejection. But honestly, not as much as I thought it'd be. Then again, it's like the second or third fastest car in this group of vehicles, so maybe that doesn't surprise me too much. Oh! Well, we know exactly who just did that. Ah! And you just... Oh! That's gonna definitely tick him off. I'm not really sure what this is doing here. It's cut in and out feature. I don't think that's really accomplishing much of anything. No. It's either waiting for the traffic to pass or he's just giving up. Oh, I met a cog. Okay, well that was your fault, Twinno. But I guess it was Tempest, so really who cares? That's not one of our boys. However, that has denied 16 Angels from going anywhere, so this is all just very awkward to see. Meanwhile, Alex has stolen the lead from Shadow. Dusty has reached 8th, 7th, even with that sort of displeased suspension. This is a vehicle we haven't really raced yet, so I kind of want to see what it looks like on the... Damn it! cockpit. I forgot where Dusty Angel was. Oh man, this car is noisy from the inside. Whoa, well, the governor now almost dumped Shadow off the side of the course. What is with the governor recently? He's just been hitting everybody in his way. Okay, time to get out of this feud, seriously. Byrne has now taken fourth from Vert. I think. He's about to anyway. He probably will. He should. I don't know. Yeah, I would say that'll do it there. Someone just giving up entirely. Yeah, Tempest just doesn't care enough. The governor is now chasing Alex for the lead, and we'll see if he maybe makes that pass cleanly or if he has to knock Alex out of the way too. Maybe the governor is really, maybe Bedlam is the one with all the experience and governor is the one that's got the attitude. By the looks of how things have been going recently. Bert just has to watch as Byrne and Shadow try to vie for second place. Dusty Angel's kind of been thrown to the mix now as well. Projection not far away from him. Holy crap, projection not too far away from him either. I don't know, I don't think rejection's as fast as like Dusty Angel or Bert are. Governor is slowly getting closer, bit by bit. Byrne is past Shadow for the last podium spot, and that seems like it'll be probably permanent. Dusty is past Bert and is now going for Shadow as well. And manages to get that spot that way. Well then. Bert notices the last second he can go much deeper than that and does exactly so. Dusty managed to get Byrne in that corner. And I think he'll keep that third. Alex will remain the leader and shall, not by much, but win the race, and was probably been possibly one of the better races of this act so far. Super-Doo almost scored. Instead, Metacog will be the last person to score anything out of this race. And Twin Mill, after being thoroughly governed, comes in a disappointing 13th. And 16 Angels last for his troubles because his second in command can't even command his own vehicle properly. So Dusty Angel gains more of a points advantage because Twin Mill was in second and scored nothing because the governor. It's actually something that I did over the last night or so. I have a display case. I've had a display case really in the back of my room. But I never pay much attention to what's on the case. It's usually just been like the newer cars that I've gotten from the store out of the way. And that's just where I tend to put them usually, but now I have something of a thing, like a list of cars dedicated to those for, I said dedicated, it makes it sound like they're super important. Basically, it's cars from the, that plot line. It's hard to explain what it looks like without a picture, but it's... I also have no idea what this thing would have been for, other than this. I don't know what it would have been displayed before. Let's skip that. I'm like halfway across the room, barely can even see the TV from here. We have on the top of the shelf are the Golden Tetrad, Angels, the Governor, Bedlam, and Swoopy Doo. And there's 3 rows. Inside the case, there's room for 6 cars per row. And on the outside of the case, there's little things hanging off, which can easily fit a car. In the case, on the top are like what I would call the essentials of the essentials of the plotline, with Alex, Burn, Rhinestorm, Race Cam, So Fast, and Vert. The second row is where the Hot Wheels characters are kept. Metacog, the Professor, Sparky, or whatever her name is, Danny, Gearhead, and XT3. XT3 is actually Super Tsunami, the car from Beat That in this case, just because I feel like, I don't know, the Velocity X guys, minus Metacog and Metacog and the Professor, kind of have this like sporty, like street theme going for their cars. Like Sear Tuner and MST Suzuka and Super Tuner kind of like tuner vehicles, and Super Tsunami kind of fits that better than Pony Up does. And then the bottom row is like the ones that are named after the cars, but are still very prominent. Rigger Motor, Twin Mill, Silhouette, Mega Duty, Muscle Tone, and Hypermite. And then on the outside things are kind of the, I suppose, villains? With, on the left side being Slingshot, which is that, of course. On the right side being Auto and Prototype 12. Then beneath that is Road Rocket, that's Minion. And below Auto is Power Pistons, Auto's Goon, or potentially Pelcher. And then below that, and that's Minion, we have Power Rocket, which isn't really actually here at all. That's not really a character, I don't think. That was another one of that's Minions, or Auto's Minions, just a Minion in general, but he's not really, doesn't really fulfill that role very often, because he just got him confused with Power Pistons. So originally, before I put him there, it was actually Raceman beneath that. And then beneath that, and that's Goon, is Grease Lightning. Not all of the cars are in their canonical designs, though. For example, So Fast is brown, not white or black, and because I don't have either of those designs as a toy. Now that we're actually moving on to the race, and I'm done doing the display thing. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm watching Absence, he's a slow car. Twin Mill and Metacog are apparently going to be the ones to watch for here. And they'll be the ones battling for the lead. Everyone just like double file going into this turn, basically. That's what 16 Angels did after that last race. He needs to start in last too. I think that was a bit much there, but you know, I'm not a judge. Dusty Angel is a much faster driver than I'll probably ever be, so I'm not about to question his methods of getting around the governor. It's complete chaos in the back of the grid. Vert's... No, that's not where Vert is. Vert's in 12th. No, he's in 14th. What the heck happened to Vert here? As we use the faster layout that makes it so it's a slightly shorter lap time, and we're not here for 12 minutes. Metacog is right there, but Twin Mill's top speed is... Metacog's top speed isn't a match for the power of Twin Mill's car. Yeah, that's right, I put Metacog as quarter-mile coupe, not hammered coupe. Dusty Angel being incredibly patient on the governor here. I suppose it's probably because he knows he has time to do it later. I'd rather not wreck his car on him, knowing full well that the governor has been something of a rash character lately. Alex went from 9th to 5th in like a corner. Well, 3 corners, but still. That didn't take very long. Burn just dives on like 4 vehicles and will get all of the positions. Alright, Burn. Maybe enough your description, I see. The unmatched, unerring... What's it called? The unerring aggression of his driving style. He must now pass what we do. Someone is off the course. Bedlam is having problems. Who could have caused those? It couldn't be really Governor, because he's ahead of him. Or maybe did Bedlam screw over Bedlam? You never know. We're about to find out. He's racing alongside what looks to be Absence. It's kind of in a henchman sandwich here. I don't know who's behind him though. Oh, it is Shadow, and Shadow just dumps him. So yeah, that was not a good place for Bedlam. He was just surrounded by Carbon's henchmen, and yeah, he reposted in the wrong neighborhood. This is the ultimate stalemate of race up here. Metacog, regardless of how much better he might be in a corner, nothing that he will do to beat out Twin Mill is permanent, because as soon as they get to that front straightaway, or even arguably just here, Twin Mill will just take off like a rocket ship. Yeah, and if Metacog isn't ahead of Twin Mill by like a half a second or so coming out of this corner, he's toast. Got a blast! Bye, Twin Mill! Let's see, can Dusty Angel pass the Governor this time? Not if you tap the brakes going down the straightaway, you cannot. I'll have to wait longer still. Maybe. Never mind, because the Governor, he just caught him napping there. Dusty Angel just caught Governor completely off guard, and he just didn't know what to do about that at all. Metacog is back onto Twin Mill. That's not how you pass him, though. That's just how you get further behind him. Just make things difficult for yourself. Twin Mill. Clearly aggressive with his braking, trying to remain ahead of Metacog in this area where Metacog's vehicle is clearly superior. And then get to here where his vehicle isn't as superior. Dusty Angel will now, of course, chase down Metacog and Twin Mill. Which I think with the way that these two are fighting each other, that really won't take too long. Every time I see Scooby-Doo, I just keep wanting to say Scooby-Doo. It's kind of annoying. Bert trying to reach his way into the points. Metacog, I was going to say Metacog is close once again, but trying to do that won't get him much closer. Bye! Dusty Angel is well over a second a lap faster, and considering he also had to pass the governor in that lap, it'd probably be almost 2. As Byrne has made his way into 5th, and now will target the governor. Alex just sort of watching these opportunities sort of slip away from him. He cannot manage to, like, stop anything from happening. Or make anything happen for his own, like, self. He thought about it, but then he kind of realized that what he was trying to do will never work. Angels is stuck in, well, not last now, but more or less last. Possibly the 3 slowest cars in the act are preventing Rejection, Invert, and Shadow from getting to the front. As fast as he is running, I still do not think that Angel is close enough. He's 3.5 seconds away. He would need to be within like 2 to get up to Metacog and Twin Mill, and even less than that if he wished to pass either of them. So I think it's going to be between Twin Mill and Metacog, and I'm going to go ahead and say Twin Mill on the most likely part. As Byrne passes the governor to take 4th place. A long race would probably see all 4 of them battling for the lead, but with the battle almost inevitably being won probably by Dusty Angel, and then not after not so long. It's one of those balance circuits where neither handling nor speed is the superior thing. And so therefore, Dusty Angel, of course, has the big advantage there, as he does kind of anywhere that isn't full-on top speed, or full-on top speed, where he will lose to Byrne every time. Of course, Twin Mill has that advantage as well. His vehicle is well balanced, but just sort of weaker in both categories compared to Dusty Angel's. Maybe they're about even on top speed, but the Ferrari of Dusty Angel has a lot better handling. Metacog couldn't really find an opening for taking the lead, so I think he'll just sort of sit complacently and just accept this second place. Twinell denies him a victory. Burn, as I said, climbs into 4th. Governor will stay for 5th. Alex doesn't even clear Revenge, so he will stay in 7th. Vert and Rejection do eventually clear all of the traffic, with Vert now taking an 8th place. And Swoopy Doo will be the last one to score, holding everyone else up behind him in a big train of cars. Bedlam had the speed to be way higher in the grid, but he just got spun by Shadow trying to climb the field, and that just put him out of the race, more or less. And with an 8-point lead in hand, we will go on to Silverstone. A track that seems to be more of a race of starting grid more than a race of skill. If any of Burn, Metacog, Dusty Angel, or Twinell starts in like the top 3, they'll probably win the race. If more than one starts up front, then we have a toss-up, but it's probably going to be whoever gets off the line first. It's not easy to pass around here. Ask the drivers in Act 1 who couldn't get around the professor and led to the first, what I would call upset finish of the entire spin-off as a whole. A car that was probably destined for 11th or 12th ended up in like 6th or 7th. Only because of where he started on the track, and the vehicles behind him being unable to find a way to put him behind them. Well, Dusty Angel has his work cut out for him again, as he is starting last, but he's made up deficits like this plenty of times already. Very interesting front row. Is there support between the Governor and Twinell? And possibly Metacog if he gets a good run off the line. He does, as he immediately passes Twinell off the start, but Rejection will have none of this, and Metacog will have none of Rejection. That looks so staged. Oh, then you get in the way of your teammate. I want to see that again. That looked funny. Just Metacog will not deal with your Porsche nonsense. Just the lightest of touches just sends Rejection into an uncontrollable slide. He reclaims it, but then gets immediately destroyed by the Supra of Revenge. So those are some easy places for the Dusty Angel to claim. Angels, of course, gets out in front because Tempest isn't really in the greatest car anymore. As I say that, he defends from Governor for the moment. And Bedlam will also duel him. Now I can see exactly where this is going. Never mind, I saw it incorrectly. I thought Governor was going to just pile drive Tempest out of the way. Once he drove something like a clean driver, finally. I guess he finally... Maybe he's gotten over his, angsty teen phase or something. Metacog will now pass Bedlam, who is off exploring the track limits over there. I don't know why he's over there. 16 Angels decides I guess he's finally decided to prove himself as still being just as fast as anybody else here. I think we all knew that, but sure, go ahead. Make it interesting, why don't you? tired of being last, I suppose. This is like 3 races in a row where he's been in, or rather close to, last. Gee, how do you go about navigating that? Frequently opening and closing distance between 2 cars. The governor with a very interesting racing line there. I'm not sure that's the best way to approach passing someone, to just off-road them into oblivion. But it worked anyway, because the Metacog's car doesn't have very good speed. It doesn't matter. Vert still passes him as well. The governor this time almost runs Tempest straight off the road, but I guess Tempest is ready for it, or Governor just managed to minimize it this time. Burn with an aggressive maneuver on Twin Mill. Twin Mill didn't have a great start here. Metacog and Bedlam go too wide, as do Burn and Twin Mill through the first corner, which is a scary place to be near anybody, let alone next to them. Twin Mill will take that back. And that throws Burn off, which, never mind, no it doesn't. That was somebody else in the map that wasn't Burn, that was losing places due to kind of being thrown off. 16 was just out of here. Probably because Tempest is blocking the governor from chasing him down pretty well. And the governor sort of spooks Tempest into giving him a lane he didn't really need to give him. But where he chose to place himself to try and somehow pass him through that section just gave Vert third place easy. See if Vert can have a better time trying to take second and chase down the Angel of the 16 variety. Because this Angel is still climbing. He's climbing fast. He's already passed his championship rival for 8th place. It did not work yet. I know it has worked, I'm done. Burn effortlessly passes Bedlam. Bedlam makes Dusty Angel kind of freak out because he himself was freaking out. And Tempest continues to just block infinitely. At some point you have to wonder why they're even bothering to try and keep them behind them. Like, your car is not that good. Just let the other person pass and make everyone's life easier. At the same time, I'd rather he doesn't do that, as he basically does that, but that's beside the point. I just zoned out for a moment there. My bad. Burn attempting to pass Tempest. Tempest kind of noticed that Burn was about to just like spear him, and removes himself from the location to not get penetrated by the sports car. Governor and Vert have both found the way around Tempest. About time. There's a large gaggle of vehicles going through these first 2 corners, all at basically the same time. Metacog is now challenging Tempest, as Burn has already completed the maneuver on him as well. Come on, you two, I can't give you a second description. Somebody else has to win here. Between you and Vert. The governor, I don't know. I would rather do 16 Angels first because he leads the Golden Tetrad. Plus he was in the first, he was in the Center Challenge and you saw him a lot sooner than you did Governor. You had to beat the game to see Governor. Well, in my case, you just don't see him at all because I have the PS2 version, which doesn't have Governor. That's what we do instead. Burn sees a tasty meal. Dusty has passed Bedlam. Bedlam will try to resist. It's sort of working because Dusty is flipping out, but not well enough. Metacog is about to challenge both Governor Byrne and possibly Verd, though probably not too likely that he will inconvenience him in any way. 16 Angels, the start of the final lap. It wouldn't be the first time Angels has managed to pull out a win in this car, despite the odds usually set against him being in this car, which is kind of an Act 1-2 ride, and now we're in Act 9. This car has long outlived its effectiveness, and the fact that it might win this race is just bizarre. There's a lot of cars down there. But I'm really aggressive, wants that place back, and temporarily has it again. Tornado probably likes this, but it doesn't last terribly long for Bedlam remaining in that spot. Tornado, I'm sure, would love to get up to Metacog and Governor and maybe gain more points on Dusty by beating them in the race. If the straightaway is going to go the way I think it will, I think Angels might have the race in the bag. Because I feel like Byrne's gonna get in Vert's way down the straightaway, and neither one are gonna end up catching him in time. That's the theory, of course, and it's sort of mostly coming true at this moment in time. As Byrne moves out to try and pass Vert into this turn, and he will continue with them. He will commit to it, and he will also complete it. But Byrne's car doesn't have all of the handling in the world, meaning these corners aren't exactly the strongest place for Byrne. So Byrne, in a surprisingly passive sense, seems like he'll just settle for his second place. Another lap, and there is no doubt in my mind that Byrne would have won that race, but 16 Angels pulls a win firmly out of nowhere and manages to score 15. Before we even got to the braking zone, Byrne would have cleared 16 Angels. That's how much he won by. A hit to both the championship leaders, as neither one of them really scored the big points they were probably looking for. Blessing will still remain the points leader, but now it is Byrne in second, only 5 points back after his second place finish. Had he won, he'd only be 2 points off of the lead from Dusty Angel, but at the same time, 16 Angels gets out of last place with those 15 points. No, he was in second to last. He was in 14th. Never mind. Voice cracks. So with my voice starting to disagree, I shall end the episode here. We'll leave during our 3 races. And next time will be probably the big exciting one, because we have Red Bull Ring, which, you know, is Red Bull Ring, but then we have Mugello and then Monza. And then the final episode being Imola, and then to the old Monza, and then to Spa to finish everything off. Or finish it spoff, as it were. No? Alright then.